Hello, everybody. Recently, unfortunately, I lost an uncle, Richard. Um, I don't know what to say about him. I haven't really seen him all that much since I was really a teenager when my grandma was still around. He was always very nice to me. He wasn't really known for being a ray of sunshine all the time, but I liked him enough. And my mom is the youngest of six kids. And as such, she's had to clean out a lot of estates, if you know what I mean. And so she was going through Uncle Richard's house and found some like collectible type things that she thought I might enjoy or might at least like to look at. And she brought over a box a couple weeks ago. It's been sitting here and went through it. Some interesting stuff thought I would share with you. Um, there is a baseball thing. There is a baseball payout. I'm going to save it for last. So, bear with me. But some fun stuff, some Americana type. That's why I wore my 7-6 George Washington shirt. Before we get to that, catching up on some mail. I have made a video, I don't know, 3 weeks or maybe even more. Just the way things are right now. Appreciate those who haven't forgot about old Eddy. But Tony Black sent me a couple Mariners cards. And he always puts Eddy the Great on the envelope and on his notes. I've asked him where that came from. Even he doesn't know. He just decided one day. But there's a Brian Wu. And I will check to see if I need anybody for number 99 in my Franken set. And there is a Schwarber Rally home run leaders. Thank you, Tony, for always thinking of your friend when you open packs. Like a lot of you, I got the Manny Sanguillen from Scott. I meant to hold these on this side. That's why I left this big space. I'm very much out of practice. Really cool that you did this, Scott. I know you sent me a text when it was about 3/4 done, and I said, "Let me know what I need to do to get that." And the day after I got that, I'm trying to catch up on Strongsville videos. It'll be the National before I'm caught up on Strongsville. But the day after I get the Sanguillen, I get another envelope from Scott. I'm like, what is going on? And it says, "My friend Eddy, here's a card from Strongsville. Tom from Staven was looking at a stack of Kellogg's, and I said, 'Give me that Tommy Harper,' because I wanted to give it to you. But Dom's a jerk and insisted on paying for it. Now I've given you nothing. Sigh, Scott." Dual credit will be given on the flip. It'll be something like from Dom via Scott, or maybe vice versa. The shipping that you paid to get it here, Scott, probably cost what the card cost. But either way, very cool. Don't have it. And I think I'm going to replace the Don Mincher that I used to represent the Pilots in my Washington State baseball in Washington State display. And like I said, a custom flip, maybe via Reindeer Studios, care of Dom Staven Sports. Other way around, I don't know, not important. Let's do our open and then look at the stuff from Uncle Richard. Like I said, a little mix of collectibles here. There is a lot of like coin and stamp themed things. And some of them I can make sense out of. Some of them seem kind of random. But maybe they were just changed in a drawer. But this is actually really cool. So I'm actually teaching about, I teach social studies 4th and 5th grade. And we're learning a lot about early America, Revolutionary War, Founding Fathers, that kind of stuff. And this is a Bicentennial coin with some drummers on it. And on the back is, of course, the eagle with the 13 arrows in the quiver. And a really cool quote from John Adams writing to his wife, basically saying, "We decided to do our own thing and declare independence." And it's exactly what I'm covering right now. And so I might actually take this in and show it to my kiddos, since we're this is on us obviously celebrating the bicentennial. Now we're this year at 250 years, and I'm making a big deal about it. We're gonna have like a birthday party right before the summer starts. It'll be a little bit early, but let's stay with the coins. So this is actually some silver in the shape of a coin. 1 troy ounce silver trade unit, 0.999 fine silver. On the front, it says San Francisco Strategic Stockpile 1981. I know nothing about this stuff, and you're only going to be able to see it not fully on this camera, but ounce of silver. I've never owned silver before. I don't need to keep this stuff because it belonged to a relative, so some of it is up on eBay. I'm such a scoundrel. This is we all know the famous stamp of the upside down airplane called the inverted Jenny. And this was just a 22 karat gold replica of it. And I looked, it doesn't have much value to it. I sort of wish the envelope wasn't torn here, but it's just on like a little backing, like a felt thing. And that's kind of cool. I wonder what that inverted Jenny is worth. Other coins, $3.50. One is a bicentennial, the years. One's from 1977, and I don't know if there's something special about these, like, you know, rare variation or something. This one I will for sure make it a point to keep. 1974, my birth year. There was a random penny from 1995. I have no idea if it was just a random penny that was laying around, or again, if there's something special about it. Here's a quarter from 1936. It's so worn, there's no grooves. But I got doing some Googling, and it is a no mint mark. Doesn't say Denver or San Francisco. So this is kind of a collectible, but it's not terribly valuable. But no mint, and this thing's really worn. I mean, you can barely see this is 1936. But here you have a 90-year-old quarter, still kind of cool. This is a collection of first day covers of bird stamps, and I think this is really cool because I like birds. And the address used is my grandma and my uncle. My uncle lived with my grandma up until she passed. You know, like from his youth, he just stayed there because he was a forever bachelor. And so this is the house that I know is my grandma's house in Renton, which is about 100 miles south of where I live, east of Seattle. And so it's just every state you have the bird and the stamp and my uncle's address. So a little quiz here. Florida, mockingbird. Oh, you couldn't get mockingbird? Illinois, cardinal. Oh, Kentucky, cardinal again. Boring. Massachusetts, which we have a hard time saying in class. Probably because the teacher has a hard time saying it too. We have a lot of these around here. Black cap chickadee. Anyway, I might take this in and keep this in my room with my other reference books. Kind of fun. A magazine about Charlie McCarthy and Edgar Bergen. All right. It is worth a couple bucks. Pictures of other celebrities in here. Yeah, kind of interesting. I'm not really into puppets and whatnot, so I don't know that that needs to stay with me. Here's like, it looks like it was actually cut out of a magazine. It's a Hopalong Cassidy, like just a 8x10. It's been folded in half. It's really rough, but that's Hopalong Cassidy. And I think my uncle, back when he was a boy, was really into like Boy Scouts and Western frontier stuff, because there were some other things like that. Well, here's another example. Johnny Mac Brown comics. See, there's an old cowboy. And again, I got to go over here. He's pouring himself a cup of Joe. And you got cowboys with guns and everything in the background. Lighting a lantern on the back. And yeah, comic book. Pretty rough shape. Okay, here. Oh, one more coin. And then sort of my favorite thing is right here. And then we'll send you off. But this is a silver Liberty coin, minted in 1986. And it comes with this little felt box. It looks like there was some other coins sitting on it. It kind of made a depression. But if somebody wanted to make like a display out of this, they would put the box up and put the coin in there. And it's got Statue of Liberty on it. Kind of a nice looking coin. If I was a coin man. I got enough going on. Okay, so what this is a box of matchbooks covers. Now, I picked a few out to show you. I'm not going to show you all of them. Oh, by the way, among his stuff, an Eddy card, which was actually, I used that image as my first channel card. So a little history there. And this is a fun picture. Well, it's fun for me. So that is me holding the yardstick or meter stick. My cousin Heather, who I lost 2 years ago, in the middle. And then next to her is my cousin Kevin. And that was taken at my grandma's house. She grew massive, massive sunflowers. That was probably like a mid-size sunflower right there. Okay, what else is in this box? These are all matchbooks that are all used. And I don't know how well you can see this, but there's hundreds of matchbooks in here. And most of them are Seattle area establishments. Because that is where my uncle lived most of his life. And so he was a smoker for a lot of his life. Matter of fact, I think his whole life. He still made it to 83, so that's not too shabby. But these are all just matchbooks. And, oh, here's like a pinup. Can I show this one? Yeah, why not? Pinup girl. So I've gone through these. I picked out a couple. This will be our last little bit here. And the very last one, I think you'll all enjoy. I really like this Merry Christmas, this full-sized. How do I do this? Let me move some things. Okay, I want to show you on the good side. Merry Christmas. This is like one of the bigger ones. I put them in card savers. Why not? These are definitely going to be the PC matchbooks. This, I thought was about fighting fires, and I just like the illustration on it. The guy kind of punching a fire. Here's a defunct candy bar. The damn bar. 5 cents for a damn bar. I'd buy a couple for that much. Oh, this is Spud Nut, which was the mascot for a donut establishment And I actually did some research, and it sounds like it was a pretty big chain for a while in the 50s or so. And corporately, they went out of business, but there's still a couple places around the country that operate independently as Mr. Spudnut Donuts. I just like this one for the Americana. We have some kids marching in a parade with flags and paper hats. Fun stuff there. Come on. Eddy quality book matches with Eddy spelled correctly. This might be a good thumbnail. Here we have, I like this. So this is a matchbooks cover. It says, "Don't cough, smoke cigars." And then there's a guy smoking a cigar. Now I'll turn it around for you, but on the top it says, "Cigar smokers make the best husbands." There we go. I love that. I tried to tell my wife that. She's like, "No, we don't need some cigar smoke in the house." One of my favorite candies, Bit of Honey. Love them. And I found old Bit of Honey ad in two versions. You got a red and a blue. I don't know if that's a full rainbow. Further research has to be done. But Bit of Honey. Love Bit of Honey. Good stuff. This I love because I just love stuff that's meta. Okay. So it's a matchbook cover ad for matchbook cover ads. Advertise on book matches. Get full attention. Advertisements on book matches are read and remembered. Well, sure enough, here is the last one. I promised a baseball item. This was easily the coolest thing, at least crossover-wise, to my PC. And honestly, it's going up in the vintage case. A matchbook from Joe DiMaggio's restaurant. And there's Joe D. And, you know, other than the staple being removed, it's in pretty good shape. On the back, Joe DiMaggio's restaurant. Enjoy DiMaggio's delicious steak, chicken, or fish dinners. Lunch 11 to 3. Phone number, and it's where they used to do like letters to start a phone number, like OR2266 for reservations. There it is. Wow. Very cool. So what is the other part of the Joe DiMaggio's Grotto, Fisherman's Wharf, San Francisco? Isn't that fun? So some stuff from Uncle Richard's collection. Really cool. Like I said, I really like the matchbooks. And of course, you know, picture of cousins and stuff. Some things can't be replaced. Just like people. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. What was the most interesting for you? If this was kind of like maybe your uncle's stuff. I don't know. Comment below. Let me know. Until next time, remember, we don't count subscribers. We count friends.